Okay. So, hello friends! Hello, sorry, I'm just a smidgen late. I had issues trying to figure out the whole, like, Facebook thing. Anyway, so I'm out on the deck, and it's good and hot out here. It's good and hot out here. It's like 90 here today. A little humid as well. And before I take you down to the garden, I do want to remind you of a few things that we have going on. So, it is still a slow yarn crawl. I feel like I say that, yeah, I pretty much say that like every time, but it's still slow yarn crawl. So if you don't have your passport yet, make sure you get in on that and check out the 32 shops and the 50 patterns for our slow yarn crawl. In addition to that, we are also doing our year of self-care. So if you haven't posted to the social media place of your choice yet and tagged Black Sheep Fiber Emporium with any kind of needleworky stuff for this month, go ahead and do it because, you know, you can be entered to win a prize. So make sure that you're still doing your year of self-care and posting because, you know, prizes, monthly prizes! And there's more info on that at blacksheepfiberemporium.com, of course, if you can't remember what self-care is all about. The year of self-care. Anyway, Crafter's year of self-care specifically. Alright, so I am going to show you the chickies to start with, and then we'll take a look at what I have growing on the deck still, and then we're going to walk out to the duckies on the garden and just kind of check everything out. I have all kinds of plants because I have all kinds of plants. I don't know, I can't resist them. It's just really hard to resist. But we're going to start with the chickies, so hang on. Alright, so let's go see the chickies really quick. The chickies have grown so much. Say hi, chicks. Hello, little chicks. So we still have all 6 of our chickies. We didn't lose a single one. I'm pretty proud of that fact. They're in kind of their uglies right now, but Ina still loves her chickies, so they're gonna stick around at least for a little while yet. Although I probably need to figure out which ones are the girls and which ones are the boys because, you know, I don't need to be keeping a bunch of roosters. Alright, so we've looked at the chickies, and now here we go. So I have my curry tree here, the citronella plant, the rosemary, and the mint. They're all looking good. I still have the cane plants, which I haven't managed to plant again, like a month later. Oh, I've got a big old canning pot of celosia or coxcomb now because, yeah, this thing, it's the second one I've had to do this, but rusted through. So, anyway, I'm using it as a pot now. It's a planter pot. This is kind of what I have left on my celosia that I still need to plant elsewhere. I didn't do a very good job getting that put out, but Ina helped me plant that, and I ended up with way too many seeds in the pot. So, and then I've got some marigolds again, parsley in the pot. The cosmos are looking really nice. Look at these guys, so pretty. The lemon tree, I did harvest the 2 lemons off my lemon tree, but I can see that I have more that are growing. So let's see, there's a rogue celosia that got planted over here with the cilantro. My poor little lingonberry bushes are looking very sad. We've had like torrential rains and I have to keep pouring the pots out and they just aren't very happy. The chives have gone crazy. I still have that random lettuce, and this one too. Look, this one's trying to flower. And I let it go because I was like, well, you know what? I'm just going to do it. I'm going to do it. I'm going to let it go ahead and go to seed because I want to see what it looks like. And then this, of course, is the dill. There's some random things in here like thyme and mint and I don't know. And then I have more. This is coriander seed, technically. It's cilantro. This is the Thai chili pepper plant because my husband loves the Thai chilies. And then we have more curry trees here, although I did end up losing one. Mint, more of that celosia. This I moved earlier, so look at this. Isn't that a beautiful coxcomb flower coming on? Those guys didn't grow as well. They were planted at similar times, but they didn't grow as well. This is a sweet gum tree that we got for free that's now trying to grow. And then this was a gift to this guy right here. This is purslane. Yesterday I judged a rabbit show and the 4-H kids gave me this lovely plant at the end. So we'll see if I can keep this one alive. And I've got all kinds of flowers over in here. So poppies and coxcomb. This is actually a strawberry. I do vaguely remember sticking a strawberry, like a yucky strawberry, in the soil at one point, trying to see if I could grow a strawberry from it, but whatever. Apparently I did, who knew? And then some marigolds and nasturtiums here and here and here, and then a random Cosmo. I don't know, I just have like flowers everywhere. And then down here, these are my snail vines. So I brought them out here so they could get more sun. They're looking better because they are vining plants, but I don't have any flowers yet, and I want flowers. Okay, so now we're gonna walk downstairs. So let's see what else I've got. I have all kinds of plants everywhere. Oh, this is really fun. So these are the marigolds that actually seeded themselves from some cheap marigold plants that Avi bought last year, but they're quite cheerful. This is another big old dill plant. Nice big dill plant. Big pot of parsley with a couple little basil plants hanging out in here. And then this was a beautiful pot of cilantro. I've been trying to reseed it, and it looks like I'm finally getting a little bit of growth again. This is my enormous pot of thyme. I used to try to put 2 plants in here, something with the thyme, but it always dies over the winter, and the thyme is the only thing that survives. So I've decided that this pot just needs to be thyme, all thyme. The peas have finally dried out, so I've collected most of my dried peas to plant again next year. And I think, let's see, oh yeah, I think there's just some like weeds down in here, so I need to clean out my pot. All right, now we're gonna take a walk and go see the ducks before we head to the garden. So what is everybody working on? Are you having lots of fun spinning and knitting and weaving and tatting, and what else do we do? Making Mediterranean knotted lace and bobbin lace and I don't know. Anyway, all kinds of stuff. All right, here's the ducks. So I have our 2 original duckies plus the 6 babies. They're all out here now, and look how big they are. And you guys are just peepity peeping and then peep 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 peep. So this girl right here is one of my original 2. So is Silver over there in the back. And then these are the 6 babies. Hi, babies. Do you guys want a treat since I came out here? You want some ducky treats? Yeah. All right, we'll get you guys some ducky treats. So I still don't know. I know, of course, my 2 older girls are girls, but I still don't know my 6 youngsters yet, whether they are boys or girls. Oh, look, they've come up. They're like, oh, yeah, hey, Mom, you're over there in with the good stuff getting the treats out. I can hear it. All right, so we're going to give the duckies a little treat. Come here, ducks. Here you go. I know, doesn't that look appetizing? But the duckies love it. So there's the duckies. So let's see. This one's a black. There's 2 blacks and 2 blues. The older girl, this one's a silver. So when you breed black and silver together, you can get blues. So there's 3 blues and 3 blacks on the babies, and 1 black and 1 silver on the adults there. So there's the ducks. And I get 1 to 2 eggs a day from the older girls. It just depends on what's going on. They did take a 2-month, that's right, 2-month break. They didn't give me any eggs for 2 months for a while. But they are back to giving me eggs again. So, and we have Fort Ducky here. So, you know, I can keep the predators out because poor ducks, they're sitting ducks. You guys really liked those treats. I'll have to give you more treats tonight. Anyway, they are mostly good duckies. And then I have all of my Canada geese. I have so many Canada geese. I'm so tired of them. Hi, Angelus. You're crocheting and doing other things. That's fun. I have been spinning part of the day and then taking care of Ina because that's my everyday. Anyway, all right, now we're going in the garden. So here comes the fun stuff. Oh, I can tell that the deer visited me again last night because, oh look, I'm showing you deer poop. There we go. Deer poop and goose poop. So I know the deer visited me again last night. They like to come in. You can see this is deer damage right here and nip off little pieces. But luckily it seems as though the fence is keeping them out. So my borage, this is kind of sad. My borage kind of collapsed. So it got so big, it was so huge that it kind of like killed itself. It collapsed. And I didn't have a cage on this. I had cages on all of the pepper plants. So it kind of grew up through the pepper plant cages, but it collapsed. So it is what it is. But here's these are my sweet peppers and my hot peppers. Look how tall the hot peppers are. They're huge. And then I've got marigolds in here. And look at my beautiful eggplants. This one's called Patio Baby, this particular plant with these beautiful dark stems. And you get tons of these little baby eggplants, which are delicious. Just delicious. So I actually have at least 2 Patio Babies in here. And then I've got some Rosita and some Kazakhstan eggplants too. And then beans, I really love bush beans. So I have different kinds in here. We've got really nice production right now. This one's called Dragon Tongue. And then the purples, I usually do velour. So those are velour. And then the yellows, I have a couple different kinds. I've done Dior and another yellow. And then green, Compass, and Nickel are my favorite greens. Oh, look in here, I've got beautiful nasturtiums. Look at this. They look so nice. Ina helped me plant those. There's another dragon tongue bean. I clearly need to come pick some beans in the garden today. Isn't that pretty? When these get really big, supposedly they're good for things like you can dry them and then cook them. But I usually eat these guys fresh. I just treat them like a French filet green bean. So anyway, very productive. It's very happy. Clearly I still have tons of weeds in the garden, but I don't really care. I don't care. I have lots of produce coming. Look at these beautiful. These are either Compass or Nickel, one of the two. Let's find the yellows. There's one of my yellows. So this one I think is Dior right here. Very pretty. And I have another one that's a brighter yellow, but I can't remember the name of that one. So anyway, and then we've got all kinds of hot peppers coming on over here. So these are some kind of jalapeno. Hi, Kathy. They're either regular jalapenos, they could be Craig's Grande jalapenos, or they're Tams, which are supposed to be milder. And then, let's see, oh, here's another borage plant. It looks a little bit better than the other one that collapsed. And then I've got banana peppers coming on, and then Anaheims. This is kind of like my hot pepper area here, and look how tall they are. So here's the top of the ring, and then look how tall they are. They're so tall. Can't believe how big they are. They've been really loving this hot, rainy weather we've been having. All right, so let's see. Cucumbers. So I made some cute little signs too to put in the garden. Let's see there. Cute little signs, just says cucumbers. But anyway, I have cucumbers that are starting to grow a little bit better. The tomatoes took a hit because this is Septoria leaf spot, which has infected all of my plants because it's been so rainy and hot that I could not keep the leaves cleaned out enough, so I ended up with a fungal infection. So the tomatoes don't look as good. Those are super short over there. They should all be like above the fence by now, but they're not. Here I've got more cucumbers. That one's finally looking really good. I've got more cucumbers over here and weeds because my garden is probably never going to be weed free. I weed all the time when I'm out here, and yet I can't keep ahead of it. I harvested all my garlic, which was over here, as well as the cauliflower heads that were in this bed. And now I have to amend it and get this ready to replant. I've got beets here, which are looking kind of sad, so I think I probably need to pull those. I have another, oh, here's a nice cauliflower head coming on. That one might even be an orange. There, hello, little cauliflower. So I've got several cauliflower in here, as well as, while we're here, let's just pull some of these. Goodbye, weeds. Goodbye, weeds. See, this is what happens. I come out and I start pulling weeds. Anyway, so these are coxcombs that I had put in here, and some more cauliflower. That was a bok choy of some sort that went to seed. So I just kind of let it at that point. I have pineapple ground cherries that seeded themselves in here, so I just kind of let that go. And then there are carrots in here, and more cauliflower. And then out here, oh look, don't know if you can see that, but there is a butterfly on the sunflower over there. So I have a big beautiful sunflower. And then this jungle back in here is mostly potatoes. So these guys are potatoes right here. Oh, and that's not a potato. What are you? You're not a potato. You're on my potato. Well, it's probably some kind of melon or squash, one of the two. Anyway, so potatoes back in here and my pretty sunflower. There you go, butterfly on the sunflower. How happy is that? Yay. All right, and then here's my giant weedy patch, which we are eventually turning into not a weedy patch. Like I have all my little pieces here. I just haven't put, I put one box together, but I haven't put the second box together yet. So anyway, and then there's one of my dark sunflowers. And then this guy here, I don't even know what this is. This was a volunteer plant. It's enormous. It seems to be holding up against the squash bug invasion. Oh, I've got something over in there. Is that a zucchini or a pumpkin? Let's go explore. Oh, good God. What is this thing? I think it's a pumpkin. It feels like a pumpkin. Looks like a pumpkin. I think this is a giant pumpkin. What do you guys think? Here's my hand on it. I think it's a giant pumpkin. The okra got planted super late. It's back in here. It doesn't look that good. We'll see if I actually get any okra off of that. Usually I'm more on top of the okra, but I was just kind of behind on some things in the garden this year. Here's my flowers back in here. So these are these guys with these beautiful silvery leaves. This is the stock plant. I'm waiting for my stock to bloom. It smells so good when it blooms. And I've got some celosia in there, and then I have a giant patch of weeds that I need to take down. And then this is another volunteer. I don't even know what this is. Could be a melon, could be a squash. Sometimes I let those go just for fun. And then I've got, oh, that's another, look at that. Nice head of cauliflower down in there, man. This is spinach that has gone to seed. This is all my kale. And lots of kale. And this is another one of those lettuces that I just kind of let go to seed. I just got to a point where everything was really hot and it was kind of starting to either wilt or bolt, and so I just let it bolt. The onions are starting to look a little bit better, and then some coxcomb in between because I seeded some. These I started from little onions, and then over there I had actually started some seed. This one we are starting to build and amend, and then we come into the last little section of the garden. So this is a pumpkin, and I know this is a pumpkin because boom, there's a pumpkin. This was supposed to have been melons, but they just really didn't seed well or grow for me. This one though is looking decent. So I've got a little baby melon over here, and I'm going to have to make melon bras. I'm going to crochet some. That's another pineapple ground cherry. Ooh. Ooh, this one's almost ripe. Yeah, see this guy? This is a ground cherry. It's like a tomatillo because it has a little husk on it. So I'm gonna try and do this. And there it is. That's the pineapple ground cherry. This is the part that you eat. And I'm gonna eat it because it'll be nice and sweet. When they're nice and yellow like that, that's when they're super sweet. These are yummy. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, that's good. Anyway, so here we go. Here, I found this little guy. This is another nice melon. I definitely have to get some melon bras made so that I can help support this, because it clearly needs some support. That's some kind of watermelon. I don't remember what kind I planted either, so don't ask. And then there's this. Good heavens. This patch, this is my pineapple ground cherries over here in the corner. And then pumpkins and squash. And so we just kind of like go in here and we just sort of take our hands and just sort of peel everything back looking for zucchini every couple of days because it's huge. Now, I do have a giant lemon queen sunflower up there Sorry if it's a little bright. Giant lemon queen sunflower. I do have some volunteer tomatoes out here. And what else did I? Oh yeah, I forgot to show you guys the last little bed over here. So here's the other side of my like kale, cauliflower, radish. My radishes all went to seed. This is actually a radish that has gone to seed. That's what it looks like. Now you know, radish flower, radish seed. And then I have a big borage plant, which I tried to prop up here because it was actually encroaching on my basil. Look, I finally got really good basil. Like really good basil. And look at all the little baby basil down in there, man. I know. So I gotta harvest some basil so the baby basil can grow. And look at this beautiful giant pineapple ground cherry. These are so tasty. And the thing about this is it was really hard to start these plants. And now they just pop up all the time because we kind of just let them go wild and volunteer and just come up wherever they want to come up. So, oh, awesome. You guys can't probably see this very well, but this is a Hungarian black pepper. It's kind of like a black jalapeno. And oh, that basil smells so good. That one's a banana pepper. And I've got some, I think these are probably more jalapenos. This is kind of a mixed pot. I have some Italian sweets in here, and then I have some hot ones too. So yeah, that's my garden, my giant weedy. I just want you to know, see all the weeds? Like, you can still have a productive garden even if you have weeds. Sort of like you can still be a productive knitter even if, you know, you tear stuff out. So it's okay. It's okay to tear things out. And my garden is just, it's always like a garden in progress. So, you know, it's never perfect. We're still putting in raised beds, even though we're like going into almost fall. We're headed towards fall. And, you know, the tomatoes, I'm going to end up buying tomatoes in probably a week. Probably next week. I'm going to go buy a big box of like seconds. So, you know, tomatoes that weren't quite as nice. So that I have enough to make my roasted sauce and my tomato puree that I like to make for us. But, you know, the garden is productive. It's not as productive as it could be, and it's definitely not weed-free. But I have pumpkins, and I have squash, and I have hot peppers and sweet peppers, and I have so many green beans. Bush beans. I have so many bush beans coming on. I don't even know what to do with all the bush beans, so if you have suggestions, shoot them my way, because I need them. You know, I ended up with sunflowers that came up. I have lettuce and kale and beets and carrots and cauliflower, and we've been using them all. We've been using them, and we've been eating from the garden, and the zucchini, so much zucchini. Yeah, and eggs, lots of ducky eggs. So, you know, everything's looking pretty good. It could look better, it could always look better. But we're eating from the garden, and that's really what matters, is that, you know, it worked. I have garden, I have produce. So I'm just gonna take what I got and go with it. Anyway, yeah, so just a reminder, next week we are doing more fun stuff. I think, let's see, we did Mediterranean knotted lace, so we'll be back to tatting and sewing, I think, next week. But I did put the events up online, so even if I tell you wrong in our live videos, you can find the events on our Black Sheep Fiber Emporium Facebook page, and you'll know what's going to happen. Oh, here, we'll watch the borage while I talk, because the bees are all over what is left of the borage. Such a happy honeybee. Look at this. Well, it might not be a honeybee. Whatever. Such a happy little bee. So happy. They just love the flowers out here. Anyway, so don't forget to keep crawling with your Slow Crawl Passport. Make sure that you have entered the Year of Self-Care this month with a post on any social media, so long as you tag Black Sheep Fiber Emporium so I can find it. What else do I need to tell you? The IOLI convention is coming up soon. Remember, I'm going to take a break that week, and I will not be doing videos that week. But I will be back in August, and I will be doing videos again in August, so you can look for me there. Make sure that you have liked and followed the YouTube channel, the Facebook page, the Instagram, and also the TikTok channel because I post different things different places, and so does Tina, so you can check out all the fun things that we have going on. Remember, Tina is still doing that Tunisian crochet along, and she's posting some super fun pictures, so if you haven't checked that out yet, if you're interested in Tunisian crochet, then you should follow her Monday morning videos. So anyway, with that being said, and one last view of the garden and the pond and the ducks. Hi, ducks. They're like, stop talking to us, we're busy. Anyway, and my weedy patch, my giant weedy patch, I just didn't get to it, you know, things happen, whatever. Anyway, I am going to remind you all to please take care of yourself, and that's physically, mentally, emotionally, and craftually, and remind you that I will see you all again next week, where we'll have all kinds of fun. So keep crafting, keep doing that fun stuff. Don't forget to shop blacksheepfiberemporium.com and watch for a big sale. We're gonna have a big sale really soon. So Tina's moving and we have to move some inventory, so it's easier for her to do that. So watch for a big sale because it's coming soon. All right, I will see you guys on Monday. So take care. Bye.